Yeah, hold on one sec. Who's
New Jewel movement. Absolutely.
people power? Who's Malcolm? I recognize this guy. Who's the guy at the bottom?
Maurice Bishop,
Who's he?
the leader of the Grenada Revolution.
Oh, Grenada, when Ronald Reagan sent troops over there. But as far as I know, most of the people in Grenada were kind of communists, the Cubans. That's why Reagan sent the troops over there.
Yeah.
Oh, they're also communists?
Yeah,
Well, Malcolm
real
X.
communists, real
There's a
communists.
statue of
Not
Malcolm
Real
X in
Stalin-
Cuba.
Not Stalinists.
I see.
Not Stalinists.
So-
Stalin is somebody who
Trotsky
says he's a communist and acts like an employer. That's what an employer is.
That's true.
That's what a Stalinist is.
So say it again, I missed that. Stalinist is what?
Somebody who says he's for workers'
Uh-huh.
control and goes around organizing lobby around workers' power,
Uh-huh.
and he makes deals with the capitalist government of the United States in order to continue to oppress working people, and he kills the leadership of the New Jewel movement in Grenada, because that's who killed Maurice Bishop and the entire cabinet.
Uh-huh. And are you talking about Stalin now? Or?
Yes,
Stalin. Okay.
Well, Stalin,
So I came from USSR, so that's why I kind of, have
Okay.
little experience with so-called socialism. That's I'm a little
I'm
confused
glad
when you
said
guys
so-called
socialism.
Exactly.
So-called.
Social-
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Liars.
Liars. And the thing is
Yeah.
that the real socialism has never existed
Right.
and never will.
No,
Okay, let me explain to him
Yes,
about
please.
the normal method of history.
Yes.
Modes of production do not last forever. Do you know what a mode of production is? Feudalism was a mode of production.
Mode of production, you said? Or means of production?
Mode.
Mode of production.
They didn't ever teach you Marx in school?
You would be surprised as to how much literature we had to gobble up to pass the exams.
And they didn't teach it well, so you just threw it back.
Well, it's because everything that I read made no sense to me even back
Right,
there.
because it wasn't going on in your life.
No, it's because it was going on in my life.
No, but it wasn't.
Well, actually,
It wasn't.
actually, you're
Have you
right.
been
You're right. The theory and the practice were two
Were
completely different things.
Right. Have you ever been to Cuba?
I didn't have to go to Cuba. I
I
lived in
didn't
USSR.
No.
Which is even worse than Cuba. Well, actually, Cuba became worse than the USSR later
Cuba
on.
by far is worse. Cuba is anti-capitalist,
Uh-huh.
pro revolutionary socialism,
Uh-huh.
pro Malcolm X, pro the struggle.
So Cuba is good.
He was great. He was great.
Cuba's great.
He was great.
Okay.
He was great.
And what about the USSR? Is the USSR great? No. But how Cuba is different? How Cuba is different from USSR then?
Enormously.
Okay, how? How so?
Okay. Well, we start with the basics. As Castro said,
Uh-huh.
the truth must not only be the truth, it must be told.
Okay.
Stalin never told the truth. After 1917, Stalin never told the truth.
And Castro did.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
anyone could tell the truth? Could anyone disagree with Castro?
Yeah.
Was there dissent allowed in Cuba?
You want to sit down someplace to continue the conversation, or do you want to talk? Stand.
It doesn't. It's up to you. I can see it. I can stand. It's a good exercise,
Okay.
Unless you have
I'll try.
feeble legs.
I'll try a small example, and then
Sure,
I'll try to expand on it.
sure.
Okay. When I was working, a couple of us, were on the job. Were pro Cuban Revolution, pro July 26, 1959.
Uh-huh.
And there was this one guy who was Cuban. I hate Castro. No good, liar, thief.
Yes, and he was right.
Yeah. You know what we found out?
Yes.
The guy who was calling Castro a liar, thief, had organized a bunch of prostitutes, and he was getting his money,
That's capitalism. Yeah, he's right.
Exactly.
Illegal, but still legal in some states.
Very legal in Cuba because, the mafia was running the country.
You're talking about him
Cuba.
doing that back in Cuba, not in the United States?
No, when he was in Cuba.
He was doing this business, prostitution business?
Yeah, right.
I guess it was little...
And obviously he had an arrangement with the police,
Okay.
So if the girls misbehaved, he had arrangements with the police, right?
Well, I'm not a big fan of Batista either, but choosing between the two, obviously Batista was much better than Fidel Castro. That's for sure.
Well, I don't think I would agree with you.
Obviously not.
No,
Yeah,
I
but
think
seriously, look.
Batista was more. Let's see, how would Batista like? Chiang Kai-shek. Batista was like Chiang
Chiang
Kai-shek.
Kai-shek, yeah, but Chiang Kai-shek was so much better than Mao Zedong.
Okay. Mao Zedong was slightly better than Stalin.
He was slightly worse than Stalin if
No,
you go by
slightly-
the numbers.
no, but-
He was more efficient than Stalin actually. In
was
shorter period
taught by Stalin.
in a shorter period of time, he killed larger number of people. So Mao Zedong was better than Stalin. He killed
Stalin-
more people in a shorter period of time.
Stalin trained Mao.
Yes,
It was
of course.
because hey, man. What's happening? How you doing? I'm just trying to bring you.
What's up,
I'm trying to develop this guy's politics. You know, he likes Batista. Hey, this guy.
I didn't say that I like Batista. I'm saying that he's better than
Castro.
Fidel Castro. That's for sure. Come on, man.
I was around when Batista was here.
Uh-huh.
The man,
You don't look that old.
I'm 75 years old.
Really?
And I'm-
75?
And I'm 3
When he
years
was-
younger than he is.
Really? You don't look. Really? No kidding. You're over 70?
Oh yeah, way over that.
No way.
Okay, early 70s. He's in
Under
mid.
Batista, Cuba was the whorehouse of the Western Hemisphere.
Right.
It's a
You could buy a
good,
woman for $2. I'm an ex-sailor.
good place to be in, man.
I'm just saying, and the
Yeah, well,
casino,
yeah.
Say that loudly. Look behind you. You can get killed in this area.
It's okay.
the mafia.
No, it's
I,
not.
I survived the KGB. Come on.
The mafia ran.
can't scare me
Cuba
here.
back in them days.
Women. If women don't scare you, I am going to walk away. I'm serious.
Like I said, I was summoned to KGB headquarters.
No,
That
no,
was
no,
the
no, no.
scariest moment
No,
in
no,
my
no.
life.
You gotta.
Well,
no,
have
you're
you ever
talking
been in
about.
the hands of the FBI? They're 10 times worse.
I volunteered to give them whatever information I
Or at
knew.
least,
Murdered more
or
than
at least equally bad. They learn from each other. They were
No. No, but tell me. I mean, you advocate.
Seriously, under Batista,
Uh-huh.
Cuba was the most corrupt place in the Western Hemisphere.
Yeah, but being corrupt is bad. Murdering innocent people is
It's
horrible.
What they did normally.
Well,
You know these
They did it all
demonstrations
the
in this
time.
city, Black Lives Matter.
If-
The Cubans practically did that every year.
Did what?
Cuban lives matter.
of course, every life
Well, that's
matter.
what Batista did to them. Every time he felt like it, they got in his way. He found a way of getting rid of them. Sorry, I'm yelling.
Who was the government in Cuba at that time when Batista was there?
In what sense?
The real government. Who was it?
Are you trying to insinuate that the Americans were
It was
there?
the mafia.
guilty-
It was
guilty-
the mafioso along with the U.S.
Yeah, but look what.
was the most corrupt place you would have.
But-
I went
yeah,
there
but-
during that time, man.
Did
I'm an
you-
ex-sailor.
But do you like Las Vegas?
I love Las Vegas.
So well, how did it start?
Las Vegas is a lot nicer, a lot cleaner, and less BS.
I just came
And
from
look
Las
here,
Vegas.
The racism in Cuba was terrible at that
Yeah,
time.
right, yeah.
Black entertainers like Nat King Cole, Harry
Uh-huh.
Belafonte, and Sammy Davis Jr. couldn't even go in the front door of them goddamn places.
And they call themselves white. Liars, thieves. You know.
And now you like socialism, you like Fidel Castro, and you like.
Malcolm X,
uh,
Maurice Bishop, Thomas Sankara, Ahmed Ben Bella.
I see.
Shall I go on?
And,
Rosa
all the same
Luxemburg.
people.
and what about women in white? What about their husbands being imprisoned and tortured behind bars?
What about the human beings walking in the streets of this city and of other cities talking about Black Lives Matter?
Let's say you're right. So you condone both, in other words. You condone
I say that again.
one side and you condone the other side. Let's assume that it's
One
bad
guy
here.
condones the other.
No, that you condone both sides then.
Condemn
No, condone, meaning you approve of.
both sides.
You said, as an example, without answering my question, you said, well, at the same time, such and such things are happening in our country. So in other words,
Yes.
without refuting what I was saying before, that innocent people were murdered and are being murdered behind the our incursion of
Behind closed
Cuba
doors in
in
vans.
Cuba. And you're okay with that?
I'm not not okay with it. I'm refuting it.
But that's
Refuting.
so in other words, you don't think that it's happening in Cuba?
I don't think it's happening.
Oh,
You don't
yes,
have-
you
okay.
have you ever been to Cuba or have lived there?
Man, I spoke with you
lot of
several
these Cubans
a year
over
ago.
here.
I lived for 29 years in
In
USSR. Back in USSR.
Now, I want you to spell-
I live there.
I want you to spell USSR in Russian.
S. I want to check.
SSSR.
Do you want to check if I speak Russian? Конечно,
No.
говорю по-русски.
Я говорю
Союз
по-русски.
Советских Социалистических
Очень-
Республик.
I know. No, I wasn't testing your spelling. I was having a little fun. SSSR, And how do you spell Cuba? C-U-B-A. S-C. That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying virtually. You're saying one country, the same thing as another country.
Yes.
I'm refuting your logic. That's what I'm trying to do.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
High five.
Okay.
Okay. See ya.
Okay.